Daily Stock Market Update, 24th of February, an important one for you at the moment. Let's go through what's going on with the markets. So, US stocks sharply lower. The real issue is the worry over AI creating mass unemployment, destroying corporate America, just short-term profit-taking, the perennial or even actually fortnightly cycle and rotations, which excite the market and the journalists and give great commissions to brokers and allow investment bankers to feel awfully clever in the near term? Or is it something which is going to be prolonged and a long-term decline, and we should exit all stocks now and forever? Well, I think you'll know from the tone of my voice that this is very much short-term panic, and things will settle down because it's those companies that you've invested in, the quality companies you've invested in, whose job it is to navigate this area. So they've closed sharply lower off the worries about tariff threats from the president, the uncertainty there, and AI-related sell-offs. Well, I can tell you, tariff threats and sell-offs due to worries about mass unemployment have never caused a crash. The things that cause crashes are either balance sheet, cash flow, or P&L. P&L being there's no profits in companies generally, like the dot-com crash. Balance sheet, such as the financial crisis, your assets are not worth what we thought they were, okay? Or such as all the housing had to be revalued because they discovered that people with no income were getting lots of mortgages. Or alternatively, cash flow crisis, COVID, you shut down all businesses. This is clearly not one of those. So it is one of those annoying times when the profits you thought you had in the bank are not there because there's a retreat on the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. Okay, and Trump isn't helping matters. However, gold is continuing to be the safe haven in a way that it hasn't been for decades. And from the people I speak to, whether at the refineries, whether the man on the street in India, or the gold vendor in countries like India, and the enthusiast, hobbyist, amateur expert in the UK, doubling from here does look likely, and the investment banks as well. So gold seems to be one direction. However, the issue is this: are you a trader? Are you going to gamble? Are you going to go in with large size for a short period of time and try and make that trade? Or are you an investor, in which case you have a longer time frame, so you're not trading in and out and you're holding less in it because you're an investor? Okay, so you have 5% of your overall diversified portfolio. Now, once you work out which one of those two you are, then the answer as to what you should do becomes a lot easier. Hold for the long term with 5% in your portfolio, or trade, or do a bit of both. Now, if you want to trade, that's a whole different story, and it's not something which I'm particularly interested to do. The UK and Europe today, London stocks set to open slightly lower, which they did. The FTSE expected to feel the spillover, of course, from Wall Street's losses yesterday, and the futures market on the US open, which will happen in a couple of hours from the recording of this video. So again, the expectation is that downward pressure. Overall, European shares have slipped. Europe has generally benefited, as has the UK, from not being the US and seen as, well, somewhere else to park your money. Now, think about that. People are still willing to take risks because they're not going into cash. Okay, so there is still a risk appetite, and that money can equally flow back into the US markets, which actually has been taking net inflows of capital anyway. So a small movement on the American markets for 1 or 2 days shouldn't lead to that kind of trading panic becoming panic on your investing side. Deutsche Bank has downgraded Rentokil, and Barclays cut the price target for Rio Tinto. That added some downward pressure. The UK, remember, is rich in mining stocks. Gold has been helping. So if you've been holding the UK FTSE 100 index tracker, again, if you're an investor, you probably have 5%, one of your 20 holdings. If you have 20 holdings, 5% in it still seems a good one to continue holding. Adds diversity. That's the end of it, though. There isn't, oh, well, should I trade it? Should I put more in? The moment you reduce your time frame and the quantity of money you're putting into something, the closer you're getting to trading and gambling. Now, trading isn't necessarily gambling, but it is the way private investors do it. So if you're going to reduce your time frame and you're going to increase the capital allocation that you have into any single asset, you're increasing your risk necessarily. Okay. And therefore you're relying more on luck, whereas elongated timeframes and less capital into those necessarily mean lower levels of risk, assuming that the nature of the investment is a quality investment to begin with, such as a Microsoft or Apple or whatever. And even then, you don't put all your money into just one of those stocks or into one basket. Asia was mixed, slightly higher out of Tokyo. Nikkei is a good diversifier. Japan's been good as an index to track on an exchange traded fund for a while. India down. It is a country which, despite its massive growth and a hugely successful AI conference that they've just had with some of the biggest companies like Microsoft promising $50 billion of inward investment, the French government, lots of investment on defense and security. It is nevertheless an economy which is relatively small, despite being, I think, the fourth largest economy in the world now, bigger than even Japan. It is going to be impacted by what's happening in America, which is significantly larger, if I'm not mistaken, about 10 times larger, roughly. So America is 10 Indias. And if America grows at 5%, you can do the maths. You're creating a lot of Indias from just a small amount of growth out of the US market in just 1 year. Okay, emerging markets currencies, some weakness. Again, the noise coming out of the White House hasn't helped. Trade policy, uncertainty, key thing. AI sector fear and rotation, same thing. Safe havens are therefore outperforming. That's the bottom line. Global equity funds have seen inflows. Again, if you're going to have the FTSE World All Share, so you're lower risk, then you're going to have 5% in your portfolio in there. So your hands get tied very quickly when you realize that you're not going to be a short-term trader. And of course, the shorter the time frame, the generally smaller the move, unless you then accentuate it with leverage, which makes it even more likely that you're gambling and taking huge risks. So once you narrow down your decision-making and the area you're playing in and knowing who you are as an investor, it makes life a heck of a lot easier. Key numbers, FTSE 100 near unchanged. Dow still showing some weakness, though. It has to be said, after an 800-point fall, historically, don't be surprised if you get a 600-point rally the very next day, which is, again, why the trading side you can very quickly see. You don't want to be making short-term panic decisions on your investing, but you probably don't want to be trying to trade this without significant experience and expertise would be the basis on which you would look to trade. So that's the daily market update for now. Please have a look at campaignforamillion.com. We've got new blog articles that I've just posted, which are going to help you a lot. So if you go to the blog there, that's really going to be helpful. And also, if you're worried about pension growth, have a look at those articles. I name and shame a series of pension funds which will help you in terms of seeing why you're not getting growth. Okay. We also deal with things like why don't people outperform the S&P 500? Okay. So that you'll find helpful on there as well. Thank you all very much. Campaignforamillion.com. Remember, and please comment, like, and share these videos, because the more people it goes to, the more view it, the more likely I'm going to do more of these. Thank you all very much.